So far, we have studied current flowing in one direction in a circuit from cell to cell. Such current is called direct current. Like this, you all have seen the circuit like this. But if current is changing in magnitude as well as direction after equal interval of time, then such type of current is called alternating current or AC. The direct current can increase, become stable, or can reduce also, but it cannot have the oscillatory motion, whereas has the oscillatory motion. You can see here, as shown in figure, AC current increases to maximum, it reduces to zero, and again increases to maximum. The oscillation of alternating current is sinusoidal manner, that is smooth repeating or periodic pattern, and hence shown by this symbol like this. In India, power station generating electricity, the frequency of AC current is 50 Hz, that is 50 cycle of oscillatory motion per second. So here we start the topic, that is AC generator or alternating current generator. We have studied if current is switched on or off in the solenoid coil, current is induced in the coil, right? Such induction is also observed when the current in the solenoid is increased or decreased. Also, the third scenario, current is induced in the coil when the coil is moved aside from the front of the solenoid. From all these experiments, it is well understood that whenever the number of magnetic lines of forces passing through the coil changes, current is induced in the coil. And that was known as Faraday's laws of induction or electromagnetic induction. The current produced in these experiments was of very small magnitude, but on the same principle, for the use of mankind, large magnitude of current can also be generated. You must have seen this turbine or heard that electricity is generated by moving the turbine, isn't it? Now, this turbine can be moved by high pressure steam, that happens in thermal power station, or water like hydropower station, or free of cost like high velocity wind power station, or it could be rotated by many other ways also. So, the main aim to generate electricity in all these examples is to move the turbine with high velocity. Now, in electric motor, you saw when a current carrying coil was placed in between the strong magnet, it experiences force, hence the coil moves, isn't it? But here in electric generator, let us assume or imagine this coil as a turbine and it has to rotate it by some other means, say any mechanical thing. Okay, so that mechanical means will rotate the coil around the magnetic field. Let me explain you this in a better way. A copper wire coil ABCD is kept between the two poles of the magnet, north, south, which is connected to the slip rings. Yes, slip rings, not split rings that you studied in electric motor. Also, this ring, what is the use you will study in some time? This ring is attached with carbon brushes and these rings are labeled as R1 and R2 and brushes are labeled as B1 and B2. Now let's just rotate the turbine. I mean the coil in this case. Suppose axle is rotated clockwise, so the coil will also rotate clockwise. The side AB of the coil will move upward and side CD will move downward. And if it's keep on rotating, the magnetic field will interfere with the electron in the coil or the conductor to induce the flow of electric current inside it. That's the magic. Let us see in which direction current will be produced. Remember Fleming's hand rule? Last time we used Fleming's left hand rule. This time for generator we have to use Fleming's right hand rule. It's the same thing. You stretch your three fingers, thumb, index finger and central finger or middle finger of your right hand this time in such a way so that all three fingers form a perpendicular to each other, where your thumb will indicate the motion of the conductor or the force the conductor is experiencing. The index finger will indicate the magnetic field lines, that is from left to right, north to south, and your central finger will be indicating the induced current, which is not there, it is going to produce. So that will give an idea that in which direction of the coil the current will be induced. So remember here Fleming's right hand rule, or your right hand you will use for indicating the current induced. Now let us see for sides AB first. The force is upward, magnetic field is from left to right, so the current flows in this arm is from A to B, that is from down to up. Okay, if I take the reference of this picture. Now do it for side CD, students. Pause this video and do it for yourself. Now force is downward here, magnetic field is still left to right, so the current will flow from C to D. So you can understand, if this coil is rotating and this is a scenario that AB is left side and CD is right side, so current is flowing from A, B, C, D. Okay, and hence you can conclude that current in the brush B2 moves along the galvanometer and finally reaches B1. Hence current in external circuit at this time is from B2 to B1. Okay, so as the current you can see it reaches the slip rings. Which slip ring? This slip ring. And that will be detected by the deflection of the needle in the galvanometer that is attached in the external circuit. I hope you are getting. Now after half a rotation, the side CD comes on left and side AB goes on right side. Now on the left side, CD, by applying Fleming's right hand rule, yes, right hand, force is upward, magnetic field is still left to right, so the current flows from D to C. Okay, so as you remember, the first part it was A, B, C, D, B2, B1. Now can you tell me where will be the current flow this time? Pause the video and try to guess. Yes, now it will be DC, BA, B1 to B2. That is in opposite direction. Now it has started to move. B1 to B2 in the external circuit. As current has reached here in this slip ring first. And again the galvanometer needle will change its direction, thereby indicating the flow of electricity. Third student, after every half a rotation, the direction of current changes, and hence we call such current alternating current or AC. Current is produced in such setup. For DC or direct current generation, we can use the same split ring, if you remember, in electric motor, or they are also called as commutators, which will maintain the continuous one-way direction of current in the external circuit. So, why we have to use AC type of setup if DC current can be generated? That must be coming into your mind. So, student, when electric power is transmitted over large distance, it is beneficial to have it in AC or alternating current type, as it results into minimum power loss during the transmission, and hence it is cheap also. Our home supply is also on AC. Now, electric generator is a device which is used to produce electrical energy which can be stored in batteries or can be directly supplied to the homes and shops and offices. So that was it about electric generator. Stay updated, be curious.